What's going on, guys? HCUp here. Welcome back to the channel. I am coming at you from BMW Premium Motorcycles of the Woodlands. We are just north of Houston, Texas. If you oh man, this is kind of surreal. Can you spot her? I did it. I can't believe it. If you guys tune into my last video, I talked about adventure bikes, the bug that bit me, and my desire for the comfort and utilitarian capabilities of an adventure bike. And I did it. Boys and girls, I present you Trenda the Tiger. Roll the cinematic.
I wanna get restless.
Ooh, touchy throttle. This is different. Yeah, this is different. This is comfy. Holy crap, guys. Okay, let's just take off in the Houston traffic on our brand new to us 2014 Triumph Tiger 800 adventure bike. Right in the middle of the lunch hour too, which is perfect. That way we have absolutely the most traffic to contend with for our first time out on our new Triumph. Wouldn't have it any other way, man. Wow. Dude, it's got that sound, man. It's got that triple sound. The little whine. You know what I'm talking about. It's like, who opened the gate, man? This is a little bit more intense than Waco, you reckon? Dadgum. Okay. This is sketchy at best. Ha! Woo! I don't even know where my wife went, man. Just to give you an idea of what's really going on, because I don't know what's really going on. Maybe she'll call me. Dude, it is probably a terrible idea to vlog right now, but in true Team HCU spirit, here we go. Man, the gear shifting is different. Triumph, huh? There's no discernible that I can tell click. You just flick it and it changes gears. I know that doesn't make any sense. I'm kind of in a different world right now, guys. I guess we have to take the interstate right now. It's got 6 gears, half click. Go ahead and, yep, there's 6th gear. Yeah, there, you can't feel it like on Evelyn. Dang, I'm doing 80, 83, 6,000 RPM. Dude, I'm doing 7 grand at 80 on Evelyn. Wow. It doesn't struggle at all. Freaking came on a ram mount. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Wow. Well, you know, I'm kind of suddenly getting to know her real well. Yeah, that immediate heavy traffic was kind of nerve-wracking, admittedly. Alright, so real quick, just off the bat, a couple of fun facts. This is the 2nd street bike I've ever been on. I kid you not, dude. I've been riding Evelyn, my 2009 Yamaha FZ6R, which is a sport bike. I've been riding her for 6 consecutive years, commuting daily, and I have never been on another street bike until today. And here we are. So, wow, where to begin? So, in my last video, briefly, we'll recap. Wow, this is just, it's comfortable, dude. Wow. This is what a touring platform is like, huh? Adventure. Yeah. Alright, here we go. 87A. Kids are hungry, so they're going to go through Chick-fil-A. Man, the visibility factor is just impeccable, you know? I guess because I'm essentially sitting in a chair is what it feels like, yeah. So compared to Evelyn, which is more like sitting on a perch with a slight aggressive rider's triangle, this rider's triangle is essentially that of a kitchen table chair, which is admittedly satisfying, dude. Like, I cannot feel anything on my wrists right now, which is different, very different. There's, you know, there's literally no pressure. It's like just sitting here. I'm sorry, guys, you'll have to bear with me as I make this adjustment and come to these realizations that this is indeed my 2nd motorcycle. Now here's the deal. Evelyn is snug as a bug in a rug, just sitting at the house waiting on us. We did not get rid of Evelyn. No, sir. I told y'all from the very beginning that getting rid of Evelyn, our first street bike, was not an option. Evelyn is worth it more to me than anyone else could ever appreciate, unless I was like to sell her to a subscriber, you know, someone who has been through the entire journey of that FZ6R ownership thus far. And so yeah, didn't get rid of Evelyn. So it's like this strange comfort that Evelyn is at home, because it's what I know. You know what I mean? Like, she's there. Maybe we'll take her out on Fridays, guys. I don't know. There are a lot of unknowns at this point. You know what I mean? One thing I do know, though, is that this is our new motorcycle. This is Trenda. Wow, that is crazy. You don't feel anything when you shift. I can't get over that. It must be a Triumph thing. Something about this kind of transmission. Of course, I haven't seen Chick-fil-A yet, and I don't know where it's. I don't know. Hey, by the way, Trenda, I know what you're thinking. Oh man, some of you guys are no doubt watching this right now, thinking out loud, half click. What are you thinking, dude? No, I'm buying a motorcycle. What are you talking about? What about that? I'm buying a motorcycle. I mean, I bought a motorcycle already. It's mine. Deal with it. I am. All right. Well, I'll see a sign for a Kroger. I'm gonna go to the Kroger parking lot. How about that? Alright, I love you. I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, okay. I love you. Bye. Okay. Fast forward just to the Kroger parking lot. Obviously, it went way further down than where they went, and so she's just going to meet me here, and it gives us an opportunity to just step away for a second, collect our thoughts, and have a proper discussion, because trying to do it on a brand new to me bike is that was a little bit yeah. So in that last video where I talked about the bug, it stemmed from the Big Bend trip, right? We went on that 1,000+ mile trip to Big Bend National Park, and I did it on Evelyn, all 64,000 miles over, man, and the bike performed flawlessly. But again, everybody else that was with us was either on an adventure bike or a Harley, except for Teddy. Teddy was on an SV650, and he had a few complaints about his comfort level. Mostly for me, it was in the wrists. Anyways, long story short, you know, everybody was on these adventure bikes, again, mostly BMWs, and in the last video, I talked about how, dude, it would be so awesome to experience that different level of comfort, kind of graduate to a different level of motorcycling after all these years. Something that, and I'll tell you this, I haven't discussed this with you guys yet, but the prospect of taking my oldest on trips with me, dude, which is something that he is starting to express interest in. You know, I put him on Evelyn's pillion, and we scoot around the park where we live, and he loves it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook him up with some gear and try and get him into it, get him on the highway, see how he takes to it and everything. And I mean, here you go, right? Way more comfortable platform to travel on. Furthermore, this bike, believe it or not, is a 2014 model Tiger 800 standard. Right, it doesn't have any of the crazy bells and whistles, but it does have ABS brakes. This bike has 4,600 original miles. I kid you not, man. Its first service call in the manual is at 6,000 miles. So that gives you an idea of how this bike is just unmolested. It has no modifications done to it whatsoever. If you want to call this a mod, you can. However, this is, can you read that? I don't know if you can see it on the wide angle. This is a Triumph accessory. So they ordered this, and it was outfitted on the bike when they bought it new. I assume I'm only the second owner. I don't know that for a fact, but what are the odds that a 2014 model, that's what, 7 years old, has not even seen its first service call? What are the odds that any more than one person has owned this bike in the past? So evidently, for the majority of its life, it just sat in a garage or something. I don't know. But so when I was perusing adventure bikes on Cycle Trader, of course this one popped up, and it popped up early during my my search. Right, I had my mindset, and I think you guys figured this out. I had my mindset on a V-Strom, you know, the Suzuki V-Strom, and that is a 650. It runs the same motor as the SV650. And to be honest with you, I kind of always had the impression, I don't know why, but I always had like the personal impression that a European bike was kind of out of my league. I don't know why. This is a Triumph, guys. You know, I've looked at like Daytona 675s in the past, like, dude, they look sick, they'll be so sweet, they have that signature sound, you know, that intake noise and everything, which is so cool that I have that now. But the price was right. The mileage was impeccably low. I mean, shockingly low. Even the tires are freaking still new, dude. It's got Metzler Torrences on it. I know those are good kind of AT touring tires. So we're good to go there, man. We don't have to do anything except put some fresh Motul into her. First chance I get, right? That's all she's lacking is some Motul. Oh, man, and I'll tell you something else, guys. I've always wanted a blue bike. That's, you know, y'all know my truck, my dually is blue. Before that, I had a Z28 that was blue. None of this really matters. I'm just kind of letting you guys in on my excitement here. Always wanted to have a blue bike. Kind of always wanted a blue Gixxer, but you know what? This is a different level, guys. This is a different family of motorcycle altogether. It should be good for the channel too, guys, is what I'm guessing. The reception from most of you guys was very positive when I started discussing adventure bikes. As far as my decision to pull the trigger on the Triumph Tiger, you can look into the Tiger yourself. This thing has a cult following, especially the power plant. So this is a triple, and more importantly, it's an 800cc. Now what I'm getting at is, when it came to selecting the V-Strom, one thing I kept coming to terms with, and I kept reminding myself, was that, dude, Evelyn is an inline 4. I mean, the SV650 based engine, the V-Strom engine, has less horsepower than my inline 4 did. In other words, did I really want to just drop off on power? Like, did I want to reverse evolve, so to speak, for my next motorcycle purchase? And I decided I didn't want to do that, guys. So now we have upgraded to 800 cc's, and you guys saw it just a minute ago. It's a different feel. This throttle is very touchy. The power band is entirely different. It doesn't wrap out near as fast. It likes to grunt, from what I can tell so far, about 4,000 to 6,000 RPM. And that torque is there. Like what normally would feel like a bog, just in that brief time, I could feel it, but it wasn't threatening killing itself. It chugs along. It's something. It's different. Again, that riding position is something else, man. It just feels totally different. Like that's what anybody who doesn't ride a sport bike, that's what they feel. You know, I know you guys already saw the cinematic, but dadgum, that's a good looking motorcycle, is it not? It's different. You know, it's sometimes a love or hate relationship with adventure bikes to a lot of riders out there, but I have a full appreciation for this machine. Just look at it. Oh, them gold forks too, though. But anyways, guys, there is certainly more to come. So you guys want to know something really strange that I'm starting to notice here straight away? Is that I'm riding this bike way less aggressively than I ride Evelyn. Seriously, there's something about it. It's different, you know? And I know that probably makes perfect sense to you straight away. You know, the difference between riding a sport bike and an adventure tourer, so to speak. But this is so much more relaxed and chill. Like, I am not attacking riding this thing, you know what I mean? It is a different mindset altogether. It's kind of refreshing, really. It's like, it's calming. And I guess one of the awesome things, though, is that anytime I need that fix, I can just hop on Evelyn and take her out, you know? So this is going to be me. It's going to be an experience having two different genres of motorcycle. I'm looking forward to it, man. This is going to be great for the channel. There's going to be all kinds of new content for you guys. You know, during that little walk around, I mentioned the prospect of taking my oldest son out on camping trips and stuff. You know, take him to some adventure parks and what have you. I mean, the possibilities are really endless for us to have a good time. So I'm really hoping he takes to it, you know. Let's be honest with ourselves. Children can be, you know, fickle creatures. He may end up hating it. However, just riding him around the neighborhood, I don't see him hating it by any means. I think he's really going to dig it. Well, so while we have battery life on the old GoPro here, and before we go, let's discuss the name that I've chosen for this steed. So the thing with Evelyn, it's funny because I've never talked about this before. You guys have just always known that my fizzer's named Evelyn. And so when I named her, I was like, you know what? I need the most basic, classy white girl name I can think of. You know, classy and traditional, and Evelyn just sort of popped in there. And so under consideration for this bike is, for one, I wanted to start with the T, well, because it's a Tiger. From what I've read in forums, a lot of guys call them Tigger. We certainly can't do that. I wanted to stick with the female theme as well. I thought about Tracy real hard. You know what I'm saying? Call her Tracy. But I also thought about Trudy. Oh, Trudy. But then, I don't know. Let's remember, guys, that this is a British machine. And so it's probably very important that her name rings in a certain way when we employ the British accent. And so in the case of the Tiger, Trenda just popped in there. Trenda. As in, hello, Trenda. Yeah. That's right, Trenda. That's right. Hello, Trenda. Have a look-see. Have a look-see, old Trenda. Yep, that's gonna work. Trenda, it is. Evelyn and Trenda. Ooh, it's a little windy today, that's for sure. Let's see. Got 2 hours and 12 minutes to go. Tell you what's crazy, man, is there's zero fatigue so far. We've been riding for, I guess, about 45 minutes. It doesn't feel like it, it doesn't seem like it, but we have been. And yeah, man, that's crazy. I guess just because there's, again, no pressure on any pivot points, you know, especially wrist. I'm just kind of sitting here floating, man, going down the road. Zero fatigue. Very soft, cushiony, kind of a lazy boy chair type feel to her. Pretty cool. Alright, so briefly, I'll go ahead and discuss things coming immediately down the pipe for this machine. Accessories. Clearly, she's got a ram mount already. That is real nice. You see it came with the top box. That is Triumph branded. I've already ordered, I may have mentioned this, I don't think I did though, but I've already ordered a set of brand new in the box matching panniers, which are the side cases. So we'll have like, I don't know, like 35 liters on each side, something like that, to add alongside the top case. So it'll be completely outfitted for road trips, you name it, dude. Like those Nelson Rig sport saddlebags on Evelyn got nothing on the capability and volume that these Triumph branded panniers are gonna provide. Other than that, so I don't have a way to service this bike yet. What I mean is, it does not have a box swing arm like Evelyn, and so the paddock stand that I have is not going to work on this bike. This bike requires spools if you're going to do a paddock stand, which would also entail me having to buy, I think, another paddock stand, unless I can get the spool adapters for my existing Venom stand. Anyways, I think I'm going to avoid all that by opting for a center stand. Now, the center stand was a factory accessory that this previous owner did not choose. I find it odd that he, of all things, the only thing he chose was the top box. I don't know, maybe that was his style. But one thing's for sure is the bike is not outfitted with spools, and so I don't know how he was lubing his chain. Heck, 4,000 miles on the bike, maybe he never did lube the chain, I don't know. But the center stands are expensive, man. They're almost 300 bucks for the factory Triumph piece. So I'm gonna look at the aftermarket, like HCU Motovlogs, different brands like that, and just see what I can find. That's another thing. This adventure genre of motorcycle has a whole nother set of name brands that support the aftermarket, which is exciting too. What's not so exciting is that every last bit of it is freaking uber expensive. Like, you are not getting out the door cheap on an accessory for this motorcycle in any way, shape, or form. So with that being said, it's probably going to be a multi-year process for me to get this bike exactly the way I want it. You know, I want full crash cage, you name it, dude. I want auxiliary lights on the front. I mean, I want the pure top of the line option Tiger setup here. And I mean, along those lines, it's probably worth mentioning that the fact that this is just a base model is very indicative of how good of a price I got on it. Very good deal. So yeah, I'll probably order the center stand tonight. The other thing I've already ordered is the factory backrest kit for the top case. So they make a custom cut foam backrest that it's adhesive. It'll stick to it, and it provides literally like a backrest. I guess what you would call on a Harley, for example, kind of like a sissy bar setup or something. But yeah, so it'll provide a soft backing for my son to lean back on. I'm gonna see. I kind of joked about it, but I'm gonna see if I can't get the wife on the back to kind of scoot around a little bit. She's never been on the back of Evelyn, so we'll see if I can't get her back on the back old Trenda here. So anyways, guys, I hope you all are as excited as I am for the prospects involved with owning this new motorcycle. It's going to be good, guys. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a good time. We're gonna be able to explore and see things and go places where we couldn't possibly take Evelyn, and we'll be able to do it comfortably and safely. So it's going to be awesome. I still can't get over how freaking comfortable this setup is, dude. Look at it, I'm chilling, man. Just chilling. Going down the interstate. Just under 6,000 RPM, 80 mile an hour. Incredible. 800cc triple. Oh man, it's something else. Yeah, and another thing, we're picking up subscribers like there's no tomorrow, guys. So again, all you more new folks, welcome aboard Team HCU, man. I hope all you new guys are as excited as I am about this motorcycle. If you're OG here and you think Trenda the Triumph is as awesome as I think she is, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. As always, guys, this has been me, and that's been you. Let's have a click up. I'm out of here. Catch you on the next one. Peace and good. Bye.